So let's go here. The final topic, big topic of the show, as we look at the Super Bowl 48 hours away. And, the talk is Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Obviously, they're trying to three-peat in the Super Bowl era. The first time anybody in this era has been able to do that. It's been done before. And then the Patrick Mahomes, if he wins 3 in a row, he'll have 4, right?
Yep.
Out of, 6 trips to the Super Bowl. So there's all this other stuff that's there. And then the big thing is, where he fits in, and is he the GOAT and the GOAT conversation and all that kind of stuff. So earlier this week, Patrick Mahomes was asked about that whole GOAT conversation, and here he is.
I'm just trying to be the greatest Patrick Mahomes that I can be. That's obviously a goal of anyone's, is to be the greatest of their profession. But in order to do that, you have to be the greatest that you can be every single day. And if that's on the field and the work ethic I put in, or off the field and the father and husband that I am, I'm going to try to be the greatest in that way. And whenever I'm done with football, if I leave everything out there the way that I feel like I have so far as effort and mentality, I'll be happy with the results, and I'll let others talk about who the greatest is of whatever profession that is.
You know what? I got to say this. I respect Patrick Mahomes from this standpoint. It's not for him to decide. And that's why I've always had the pushback with LeBron. We're sitting there in the barbershop and talking about, when we came back 3-1, that's when I knew I was the GOAT. That really, for you to be thinking that is weird to me. I'm dead serious. Like, that's for others, for sports writers, for fans. Sure, you want to be in a conversation. People think, I watched the greatest quarterback who ever played in the National Football League. That's an honor. And that's not something you gun for, you talk about. I'm going to be – no, you want to be the best player you can be, do as much as you can, lay it out on the table, right? And then you come out and people say, man, we were lucky to watch that guy play.
Yeah. Well, shoot, I think that's why some already consider him the GOAT. Some say he's on the road, the path to being the GOAT.
I don't know how anybody could say that, to be honest.
Well, seriously. Let's walk through that. So the difference of why people are okay doing that, and let's take Tom Brady. I know Joe Montana for you, but let's just take these two for this example. Tom Brady did a lot of this without style points. He did a lot of this dinking and dunking. He did a lot of this without, we knew he was never going to run. He had, quick dropbacks. Patrick Mahomes, from the minute he got started, we were like, oh, that's different. And Patrick Mahomes has kind of taken the best of the talent of Aaron Rodgers, where we all like, look at that arm talent, look at mobility, can run. Look at his, throwing arms sideways, all types of crazy passes, no-look passes like he's on a basketball court. But also, he has the accolades that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have of a Tom Brady. And you mentioned some of them already, Rob. 2-time MVP, 6-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All-Pro, 3-time Super Bowl champ. Could be 4 here in just a moment. Already 3-time Super Bowl MVP. I mean, obviously, Player of the Year from all these different writers' awards. It's just crazy what he's done already. And the man ain't even 30. And if you look at some of the peers of the Aaron Rodgers and the Tom Brady's, and he may play to be 38 to 41, 42, which means it could get scary, his war chest, and all the accolades when this is all said and done. So I'm mixing the stats, the accolades, Super Bowl wins, all of the MVPs, with the style point. He looks different than Tom.
But he hasn't had the style points of late, and that's where I disagree with you. I agree when he first burst on the scene, but we haven't seen that quarterback.
But we saw enough even so far.
No,
this
but I'm just saying. But
I agree.
We haven't seen that.
He was absurd in first three.
Right.
It
was like, oh my God. Right.
It was like, yo, what is this?
Right. And it's funny because we haven't seen that. He hasn't nearly been as good or prolific, and we've seen a lot of bad Patrick Mahomes of late, and yet they still have won. Mm-hmm. But that's the part where you look at him and go, how is this going to end? What happens when Andy retires? What happens if they take away more pieces from him? Will he go his last 8 or 9 years with winning? Will we feel the same? We're always talking about recency bias, what's happened lately. And we talked about John Elway. What made John Elway a different view in people's eyes is the way he finished. Was the way he finished, not the way he started, where he couldn't win a Super Bowl. So I don't know. I just don't know how you could look at him right here today and say he's the GOAT.
I think people are playing weatherman and they're forecasting. They're saying
If he loses that, will they still say he's the GOAT? I'm asking
so.
you.
Right. I think he has literally done enough to be in the if for whatever reason
if he loses,
but let's do the opposite. Let's say he wins. Now
I want to say he loses.
We know you do, but
like Jared Goff threw 3 interceptions.
Right, and just like I'm gonna say he wins, and that's 4. Right. So now he retires with 4, and let's say he just literally walked away. Like I would be my family. I've loved. I'm done. To have 4 already. And let's say maybe he wins MVP. That'd be 4 Super Bowl MVPs. And the eye test of what you saw, I can see why he could be considered the great.
I
because
disagree.
It isn't just simply on titles.
I disagree.
Right? It can't just be titles.
I don't think that would supersede for people what Tom Brady has done. And I don't think he's the GOAT. But the Tom Brady people would not allow you to say, because Tom Brady had 2 different careers, and what made his different and separated him. I'm not defending.
Right,
I'm not a Tom Brady.
Right.
But he won those with the Patriots and then left and then won another one with another team. Patrick came to a team that was already winning. I'm not taking anything away from them. They couldn't get over the hump, but they were already winning, going to the playoffs with Alex Smith. And we already know what Andy Reid did with Donovan McNabb and every quarterback who's ever played for him. And Patrick Mahomes finally was that guy to push through and take Andy Reid there. I think there's a different conversation about him if they don't win.
Well, yeah, but because then he would only be at 3. I'm saying if he wins, it is ridiculous what he's done in such a small amount of time. How the heck do you come into the league and all you have is 4 rings and possibly 4 Super Bowl MVPs already, and you ain't even 30 yet? That's literally insane, that run they would have been. And the first team to three-peat in the Super Bowl era. Tom ain't do that. Joe Montana ain't do that. John Elway didn't do that. And he would have that also to say, I did that. So I think for me personally, if he wins, if he gets to 5, I've seen enough. He doesn't have to get 7. He don't have to supersede Brady and get to 8. If he gets to 5, it's already almost a done deal for your boy.
I think that's because you're in this era. You believe that LeBron, with the most losses in the finals, you think he's the MVP just by going, even though he doesn't have as many as Michael. I'm just saying there are young guys like you, younger, who believe in that, and you are already like, oh, well, LeBron, he's played for 25 years and he got all these points. But people have watched both, like me. I don't think that they're the same.
So let me ask you, why isn't he the GOAT? If he, to my point, if he wins 5, because I don't do you have to have X amount of rings, because then Robert Horry or Bill Russell are the best.
No. Robert Horry never led a team.
Right,
Check out how many All-Star. No, Robert Horry, you can't use him. He's a clutch.
Then it's Kareem.
He's a clutch.
Kareem
player.
has 6.
Okay, but
you know what I mean. So,
Kareem played 20-some-odd years as
but
well,
what I'm saying,
and that's what I'm trying to say to you.
It doesn't have to simply be rings. I also take the eye test.
Patrick
Mahomes looked different than Tom Brady.
Yeah, but he hasn't looked the same the last couple of years. He's not that guy.
I don't disagree. What I'm saying is, I'm still taking the totality of their career.
Michael Jordan looked great the whole way through. That's what I'm trying to say. People are saying, oh, he's Jordan-esque. Michael Jordan never looked bad like we saw Patrick Mahomes in some scenarios.
I get your point, but football's different in that I can lean on my running game or I can lean on my defense.
No.
Jordan had to be Jordan every night.
You're telling me that Patrick Mahomes wants to win 15 games and not be considered an MVP candidate or not?
Absolutely believe that.
I don't believe
absolutely.
that. I do not believe that.
He don't need any more.
It ain't about needing more. He wants to play the best that he can play.
No, that's 2 different things.
That's 2
different things. He doesn't have to be an MVP candidate.
I don't believe that. I think it's a cop-out.
If you told him he would go,
because if he was winning all the MVPs, then you would put more credence. It's the same thing with LeBron. Because he's lost so many, you got to discount. It's about getting there. If LeBron was winning all of those and had more than Michael Jordan, guess what? You would be saying, he got 7.
Of course.
Why?
What I'm saying is Patrick Mahomes.
And that's why I bring up Marv Levy to you. He went to 4. He didn't win. Nobody thinks he's great. And that's why I'm saying getting to something is not the same as winning.
Patrick Mahomes being 15-2 every year for the next 8 years, he would sign up in a heartbeat.
Right. No, he wouldn't.
Yes, absolutely.
To not win a Super Bowl in 8 years?
No, you weren't saying that. You talking about the gameplay. You said if he doesn't play like he did before. I said if he played exactly how he has played.
If he plays 8 more years, say they lose. I'm giving you the scenario.
Okay.
And doesn't win again. Andy Reid retires. The team is in shambles. They got to restart. Whatever. Plays 8 or 9. Tom Brady went 9 years without winning. Okay, before he had the second run. So you had Tom Brady like 8 years. He's ready to retire. Had a great start to his career. People will not look at him the same way.
Tom Brady is currently the GOAT.
No,
period.
I'm talking about
Period. Right,
Patrick
but I'm
Mahomes.
saying Patrick Mahomes
would not,
he wins
Tom,
this one.
without Tom Brady's second act, he wouldn't be considered.
I agree.
the GOAT.
No, for sure. But I mean, but you're taking. But
The only
we
difference
can only
is
judge him for the totality of his career.
but I'm saying the only difference between him, Tom Brady, and Mahomes would be it could be the same amount of Super Bowls, 3, or Mahomes could have one more. And you get my point. And that's what say they lose. Tom Brady won 3 early, 9 years without winning, and then he wound up winning again 4 late. So I'm saying Patrick Mahomes, we don't know yet if they lose on Sunday, and then they go through a dry spell, right? But the Kansas City Chiefs, before they won their first one, went 50 years
right.
without winning. You notice you're a Lions
for
fan.
sure. But only thing I'll say before we break here, you keep projecting the negative. They don't win.
No, I'm telling
No,
you.
but watch what I'm saying. You're projecting they don't win Sunday, and he doesn't win again 9 years. What about what we've seen says they win Sunday, and then he wins
No, it
one
doesn't.
or two more?
It's exact opposite.
But what I'm saying is
no,
that's
I'm giving,
what we've seen.
but I'm giving you a Patriots dynasty that went 9 years without
Right.
winning.
I'm not arguing
That's
with-
not
but then
impossible.
what did they-
Nobody's
they-
ever done 3
But
in a
you're
row.
not. You're
So
stopping
that-
the story
no.
short, though.
No, I'm not.
They won more.
Nobody's ever won 3 in a row. So I'm telling you, they're going to lose on Sunday because no one's ever won in the Super Bowl era.
Right.
So they lose. And I'm telling you, Andy Reid's not getting younger. Patrick Mahomes has not been as good. Kelsey might say, I'm done.
That's for sure
Okay,
happening
so
here in the
I'm
next
saying
year or two.
all these different
What
things.
I'm saying is you're not finishing the Patriots story, Rob. They won. Yes, it went 9 years. They still ended up winning more.
Yeah,
so,
but
like,
Bill
why are you
Belichick-
stopping at the 9 but not going the next 14?
Because,
They did win
because
3
Andy
more.
Reid is not the age that Bill
It doesn't
Belichick
matter.
was.
What I'm
Yes,
saying
it was.
is they won 3 more. You keep saying they went 9 years, but you're stopping. The Patriots went 9 years and then
But
they won
9
3
years
more.
without winning. Patrick Mahomes has already played 7 years. How many years he's playing?
But why
he
he
played
can't go
7.
42?
Okay.
42 years old.
Have you
Why
seen
not?
Patrick Mahomes?
Why not?
Is he in great shape?
He doesn't have to. I'm
Okay.
saying he could go to 40. That's
I'm
another
just
10,
saying.
11 years.
All right.